It is December, and we've got a great lineup for you this month. I'm Ronald Lesko. I'm going to be your solo MC this evening. We have, well, I think a spectacular lineup that we're going to be hearing from. Robert Ross will be here, the True North Duo, Cozy Sheridan, Roy Zimmerman, Chris Matthews, Jay Unger and Molly Mason, and Josiah Longo of the Slambovians. We also had originally scheduled Sammy Stevens, but unfortunately she had a little schedule conflict and can't be with us tonight, and we hope we'll have her on the show in a future month. Now, for those of you who have been watching for a while, I know a lot of people gather every Sunday around this time to watch this festival, and I see you on YouTube, everybody getting together and chatting, and also on Facebook. But we've been doing this on the first Sunday of the month since 2020, when the pandemic began. But the Greenwich Village Folk Festival goes back a lot longer than that. Back in 1987, it was founded in Greenwich Village. And from 1987 through 1994, there were actual live in-person events. Went on hiatus a bit, but during the pandemic, they decided to bring it back. And well, we've been here every month, practically every month. We did take 2 months vacation this summer for some best of shows, but we've been here bringing you some of the finest artists in our folk and acoustic music scene. And you can, if you missed any of them, you can always go back to our YouTube page. Most of them are archived there, and you can catch up on what you've missed. And well, as I said, this is a free festival, but we do have a tip jar. If you'd like to help us keep this thing running every month, and help us pay our bills and keep on the air and keep the website going and help the performers as well, you'll see some information on the bottom of the screen in the YouTube page and Facebook page, or just go to greenwichvillagefolkfestival.org. You'll see a donate button where all the information is there. You can mail us checks, whatever, whatever you can do to help keeps this going. Well, what do you say we get started? Now, we're going to meet some new people tonight, but we also have a number of old friends, and we're going to start tonight's program with an old friend. He may be living in Florida these days, but Brooklyn-born Robert Ross is an institution in the New York City blues scene. Back in 2011, he was inducted into the New York Blues Hall of Fame. He's a two-time winner of the New York Music Award for Best Blues Artist. He's also a semifinalist in the 2022 International Blues Challenge and the winner of the 2021 Southwest Florida Blues Society Regional Blues Challenge. I had to take a breath in the middle of that. As both a solo artist and leader of the Robert Ross Blues Band, Robert has been astounding audiences for over 50 years with his masterful skills on guitar, slide, and harmonica, and of course, as a singer and songwriter. So let's sit back and prepare for a real treat. Here is Robert Ross.
Thank you, Ron. Very nice of you. I'm going to start off with an original song about Christmas, a Christmas song. It's called I Got the Blues for Christmas. And it goes like this. I've got the blues for Christmas. I'll have them New Year's too. My baby's gone and left me. Santa bringing love that's true. I gave my baby diamonds, a shiny band of gold, but all I got for Christmas was a big old lump of coal. She said she loved another. I hollered, ho, ho, ho. I kissed her and she slapped me under that old mistletoe. I've got the blues for Christmas. I'll have a New Year's too. My baby's gone and left me. Santa bringing love that's true. I'm drinking lots of eggnog. I'm eating stale fruitcake. My heart is badly broken, and I've got a bellyache. drinking lots of eggnog. I'm eating stale fruitcake. My heart is badly broken, and I've got a bellyache. I've got the blues for Christmas. I'll have a New Year's too. My baby's gone and left me. Santa bringing love that's true. Santa bringing love that's true. Santa bringing love that's true. I've got the blues for Christmas. 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 You know, not too bad for a Jewish guy from Brooklyn. This next song is about peace and love. Those were a big thing at one time. We seem to have lost the way yet again. Peace, love, hope, grace, we are one. One Lord, one world, we are one. As we search for justice, we must work for peace. We must pray for the planet. All wars have to cease. Peace, love, hope, grace, we are one. One Lord, one world, we are one. We have much more in common than what keeps us apart. We need open minds, compassionate hearts, peace, love, hope, grace, we are one. One Lord, one world, we are one. One Lord, one world, we are one. Peace, love, hope, grace, we are one. One Lord, Thank you so much. It's a pleasure to be here. I love to play for the Greenwich Village Folk Festival and for other singer-songwriters especially is really, really kind of a cool thing. This next song was suggested by Ray Nysick, if I remember correctly. And I haven't done this song in quite a while. It's not a bad song. I don't know why I stopped doing it. This is called If I Had Known. If I had known that I would live this long, I would have taken better care of myself. Too much wine, women, and song can take a heavy toll on your health. Oh, I burned the candle at both ends. If I had it to do over, would I do it again? If I had known that I would live this long, I sure have raised a lot of hell in my day. I had my fun. I went too far and got carried away, but I sure paid for what I done. I can't complain that I got a raw deal, 'cause I had a ball. And just considering how badly I feel, I'm lucky to be here at all. If I had known that I would live this long, I would have taken better care of myself. Too much wine, women, and song can take a heavy toll on your health. Oh, I burned the candle at both ends. If I had it to do over, would I do it again? If I had known that I would live this long. You're just as old as you feel in your head. That's what they say. But I feel just like I'm gonna drop dead. Maybe I'll be better off that way. If I had known that I would live this long, I would have taken better care of myself. Too much wine, women, and song can take a heavy toll on your health. Oh, I burned the candle at both ends. If I had it to do over, would I do it again? If I had known that I would live this long. If only I had known that I would live this long. Only I had known that I would live this long. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
All right. Robert Ross, thank you so much. And I think you sound like you're taking good care of yourself. You're looking good, sounding good. And if any of our listeners or viewers are finding themselves down in Florida, one of the biggest attractions is, of course, Robert Ross. You can find him at places like the Hurricane Dockside Grill in Boynton. And you can learn about other places he's performed by going to his website, robertrossband.com. Always a treat. Robert Ross. Well, one of the beauties of this Greenwich Village Folk Festival is that we get to meet or kind of get reacquainted with people like Robert, who we've known and seen before, but we also get to be introduced to new artists. And our next performers are, well, they're new to us. They've been performing for a few years, but they're come to us tonight from Oregon, and they're here as a duo, but they're also part of a quartet. And their solo work as well has gained some national recognition. Kristen Granger and Dan Wetzel are the True North duo, and they also perform as part of the True North quartet. You got it? Okay. Well, Kristen is an accomplished songwriter who's showcased at places like South by Southwest on the USA Songwriting Stage. She also won Common Ground on the Hills Acoustic Roots Songwriting Contest, as well as a number of other prestigious songwriting competitions. And one of her songs was also selected for the collection Hope Rises Too, which is a showcase for excellence in social change songwriting that is put together by Noel Stuckey. Dan Wetzel has toured nationally. He's an award-winning singer-songwriter as well, and also a luthier who creates many of the instruments that the duo and the quartet use in performance. In fact, 4 of his instruments are used on their latest album, which hit #1 on the folk and roots radio charts. Actually, I'm sorry, not the new one. They're some of their old ones. I guess the new one's heading that way too. The new one's called Fear of Falling Stars, but I'll tell you, we have nothing to fear tonight. Please welcome Kristen Granger and Dan Wetzel, the True North duo.
Hey everybody, I'm Kristen Granger and this is Dan Wetzel. We're really happy to be a part of the show tonight. I wanted to introduce this first song we're going to do because I wouldn't want you to be misled and think that it's a divorce, breakup, heartbreak kind of song. It sounds like it, but it's not. It's a song about my disappointment and disillusionment with democracy and how mean we are to each other and how negative and hurtful the national discourse is, and it's been very frustrating for me. And so I wrote this song about it and my frustration and my inability to feel like I can make a difference there. And it's called Extraordinary Grace. Take this anvil off my chest, cut the anchor from my ankle, quit letting out the rope. I'm stained by your disdain, I'm rankled by your rancor, and running out of hope. All the birds and all the bees, the girls who fly the high trapeze, tumble to the ground without a net. And all of our advanced degrees and all our sweet discoveries could save us, but they haven't saved us yet. I once believed in extraordinary grace. I put my faith in saints and saviors. But in the mirror I can't bear to see my heroine killing time till time returns the favor. Killing time till time returns the favor. Take your tactical defense, take your silent petulance, your temper's coiled spring. 'Cause I no longer find exciting this pendulum we're riding when moods start to swing. And all the moms and all the pops, convenience stores and auto shops cannot fix the promises we've broken. And all impassioned pleas to Jesus, all the phony press releases, falling short of truth we've never spoken. I once believed in extraordinary grace. I put my faith in saints and saviors. But in the mirror I can't bear to see my heroine killing time till time returns the favor. Killing time till time returns the favor. Killing time till time returns the favor. saints and saviors. In the mirror I can't bear to see my heroine killing time till time returns the favor. Killing time till time returns the favor. Take the sandal off my chest, cut the anchor from my ankle, quit letting out the rope. Thanks very much. As it was mentioned, we're out here on the West Coast, and we've been playing out here for quite a while, but we've played in Europe some, and we've played a little bit in Montana and some of the mountain states, but we are coming to the East Coast this summer. So we are excited to be part of Common Ground on the Hills Traditions Week, and we are, for whatever it's worth, looking for a couple shows after that. So if you've got ideas of places we could play, might like a duo, we'd love to come out and get to know you a little better. This next song is one I wrote. It's based on a family story, and it's called Doris Dean. My name is Doris Dean. I was born in 1917. I turned 90 years old today. Or it could have been yesterday, I really couldn't say. My mother named me Doris Dean for a trick rider she had seen at some kind of old-time Wild West show. It was part circus, part rodeo, don't have those anymore. That's something that I wish I'd seen, the brave and beautiful Doris Dean. Perform feats of courage and grace, and never break a sweat, every hair in place. Wish I could learn to ride like that in a split skirt and a star-spangled cowboy hat. Maybe everything would have turned out differently for me. Doris Dean McConaughey. Farming beans down in Oregon got us through the Depression. Then the winter I turned 23, I married Robert McConaughey, he ran the cannery. 3 months later, maybe 4, Rob went off to fight the big war. Shot down on the Sea of Japan, or so said the telegram I got from Uncle Sam. That's something that I wish I'd seen, the brave and beautiful Doris Dean. Perform feats of courage and grace, and never break a sweat, big smile on her face. Wish I could learn to ride like that in a satin shirt and a star-spangled cowboy hat. Maybe everything would have turned out differently for me. Doris Dean McConaughey. Sometimes I lie here thinking, and sometimes I just lie. Pretend that there's some greater plan. It's not my place to wonder why. Oh, but 90 years later, I must petition my creator. Is this all there is, this hill of beans for lesser of two Doris Deans? 'Cause that's some that I wish I'd been, the brave and beautiful Doris Dean, who could look back with courage and grace and see my ordinary life was no disgrace. Sure, I could learn to ride like that, though I'd probably do without that cowboy hat. Maybe then I'd see it all differently. And me, Doris Dean McConaughey. Doris Dean McConaughey. Nice job, Danny.
Thank you. We're really glad to be part of the Greenwich Village Folk Festival, and we're among some real legends here, and we're just real honored to be part of that. So thanks for tuning in and listening to us. You can find out more about us at truenorthband.com, and you can see our schedule there. If you'd like a physical CD, we can actually send you one. We feel like we should be sending free CD players with anybody that buys a CD these days, but we do have those. You can also download our new record and all our past records on any platform where you do that. We're going to do one last song here that Kristen will tell you about.
Yeah, so I wrote this about a refugee family in my neighborhood from Senegal, a mom with 3 young boys, big boys, in a very small house. And anyway, it's called The Still Life Cafe. 1, 2, 3, 2, 2, 3. Saturday night at the Still Life Cafe, and closing time lowers its tone. Regulars toss back a cafe au lait while the hostess is quietly checking her phone. That's when I'm clocking in, and my shift will begin when the sign flips from open to closed. Midnight to 4, every counter and floor, 6 nights a week, so it goes. And I should be grateful, I know I am grateful, I am, for all that you give me. And can you forgive at the end of the day if I'm too tired and sad to say, God bless America? Most of us here at the Still Life Cafe learn to smile to cover the pain. The hostess escaped from the Taliban, the cook is from Senegal, me from Ukraine. The bus boys are brothers from Guadalajara, Ricardo, Luis, and Jose. Bonded by grief, oh, the guilt, the relief, we collide at the Still Life Cafe. And I should be grateful, I know I am grateful, I am, for all that you give me. And can you forgive at the end of the day if I'm too tired and sad to say, God bless America? But there's a room at the top of the stairs, far away from these tables and chairs, and the clatter of dishes and unfulfilled wishes, just me and my tea and my prayers, in the room at the top of the stairs. And I should be grateful, I know I am grateful, I am, for all that you give me. Can you forgive at the end of the day if I'm too tired and sad to say, God bless America? Thank you so much. It's been great to be here. Hope to catch you down the road sometime.
True North Duo. Thank you so much. That is I just want to recommend to everybody out there, check out their albums. The newest one is called Fear of Falling Stars. As a duo or as a quartet, they are just phenomenal. And I want to thank Kristen Granger and Dan Wetzel for being with us today. Their website, truenorthband.com. And as you heard them mention, they're going to be on the East Coast next summer at Common Ground on the Hills Traditions Week. And that takes place on the campus of McDaniel College. And last year, if you might remember, we did a Greenwich Village Folk Festival live from Common Ground on the Hill. It was a lot of fun. Speaking of a lot of fun, that's just what we're having tonight. And we still have more great performers coming up, including Josiah Longo of the Slambovians, Jay Unger and Molly Mason, Chris Matthews, Roy Zimmerman, and our next artist. But before I introduce her, I do want to thank everybody once again who have donated so far to our tip jar. You folks really help us out. I know it's a tough time of year. The holidays are upon us, but you know, if you can afford to help us out, we really appreciate it. And helps keep this going every month. It helps keep the archives going. It helps keep paying for all of this. So if you can help us out, just follow the information. You'll see it in the chat feature in the YouTube and Facebook pages, or simply go to greenwichvillagefolkfestival.org, and you can find out how to donate there. Well, it's always an honor to have our next guest with us. Since the start of the pandemic, she's been appearing live every Tuesday morning at 10:30 a.m. on Facebook and YouTube with her partner, Charlie Koch. Cozy has been a favorite of folk music audiences since the early 90s, and she won both the Kerrville Folk Festival New Song Award and the Telluride Bluegrass Festival Troubadour Contest in the same year. And since that beginning, she's released 13 CDs, written a one-woman show. She's become the director and founder of the Moab Folk Camp in Moab, Utah. And she also added a new workshop called the Song Sessions, which takes place in New Hampshire in the fall. She's always a delight to listen to, and we're so pleased to have her with us once again. Please welcome Cozy Sheridan.
Thank you, Ron. Hi, everybody. This whole, online thing, I went down and I put wood in the fire just before I had to go on because I didn't want my wood stove to go out. We wouldn't have done that 5 years ago. So I wanted to sit far enough back that you could see exactly how many frets I have this capo up, because it's gonna come in important in the song. They say write about what you know, right? Here I am at the 7th fret. I haven't tired of it yet. I spent a lot of time here. There's comfort that I find here. The 7th fret, it's as high as you can get and still have room to play. I rest my chin, I settle in me and the key of A. Way up here, my thoughts are clear, and something happens in my chest. The back of the guitar meets my heart, and both of us rest. Here I am under an Afghan, curled around the wood. The bracing meets the bones and the braces feel good. When I was 27, the 7th fret is where I placed the song that carried me through that summer where nothing went wrong. That song carried me to Telluride, to Texas, and to TV too. I was 27 at the 7th fret. There was nothing I couldn't do. But then things went wrong. I thought I need a new key, so I moved it up. But luck will be what it will be. And then I tried the 9th fret, when 8 didn't change my luck. I went higher and higher, it didn't get better, it just went up. I was making a lot of noise, but there wasn't that much of a tune. 'Cause up above the 8th fret, you start running out of room. I've gone up and I've gone down in the years since then. I've tried 5, 6, and 8, and I'm back at 7 again. Thank you. So I'll move my capo down. As a matter of fact, Rod McDonald is here, and he was at Kerrville the year that I was 27, and I want to thank him for that. So because of what's going on in the world, I wanted to play this song tonight. I wrote this about my neighbor when I lived in Maynard, Massachusetts, but it applies, I think, to neighbors I've had other places and neighbors in general, and it seems like being good neighbors is something that we could all use a little more of in the world right now. But the story for this is that when I moved back east in 2014 to live with Charlie in Maynard, Massachusetts, he lived in a house that was next to another house in a very urban area. So there's a house, a driveway, and another house. So you could sort of look from your living room into the other living room, and you could see what was going on. But the other house was empty. And it stayed empty for, maybe a year or so. And I was on the road one time, and I called him up, and he said, people are looking at renting the house next door. I said, oh, really? He said, yeah. They're a couple. They just recently both have been divorced, but they just recently gotten together as a couple. And between them, they have 5 teenagers. I said, wow. Remember that fence we talked about putting up in between our driveways? Maybe we should do that. And, we had to put it up then. We couldn't put it up later. So we decided to put up the fence because we didn't know. And when this nice couple moved in with their 5 teenagers, there was a new new fence between the houses that hadn't been there before. And I came around and said hello, and nobody talked about the fence, but it must have been obvious that I put it in because they didn't. And I slowly got to know them over the next year or so, but I'd inserted a fence into the relationship, so it was a little difficult. But I could sit in my upstairs window and look over the fence into the driveway, and I could see the mom was an awesome mom, and she'd be playing kick the can with her kids. And then in January 2017, when the world started to get very contentious and everyone got very angry and there were lots of things happening that seemed dangerous in the world, I was wishing that I knew that woman across the fence a lot better so that I could go over and have a cup of coffee with her. When the neighbors first moved in, I'm the one who built the fence. I'm the kind who can hold out her hand if I know my line of defense. We are living in interesting times, and the sky falls every day. And I used to think my fence could make the world go away. But this morning, all I know is I want to fall down and cry. This morning, I don't need my fence. I need my neighbor on the other side. I've seen my neighbor with her children in the morning, driving them to school. And I've seen her play a game in the driveway. She knows how to set and bend a rule. And I don't know that much about her, but I dropped in and we talked at her store. And each time I come away wanting to know a little bit more. And this morning all I know is I want to fall down and cry. This morning I don't need my fence. I need my neighbor on the other side. I'm not the first one to a protest, and I am the last one with a sign. And I mostly want to be left in peace to make my pretty designs. And I don't know from trade agreements, and I don't understand all I hear. But I wasn't certain when the neighbors moved in, and now I am glad they are here. And this morning all I know is I want to fall down and cry. This morning I don't need my fence. I need my neighbor on the other side. Thank you. Because I do this live stream thing Oh, thank you very much. Every Tuesday morning, I get really used to staring at myself on the screen. But I usually have Charlie next to me, and Charlie decided he had to go skiing because the ski season just opened up north. So I teach an online songwriting workshop every winter, and last winter I gave an assignment to my students to write a letter to themselves from their inner coach, which I got from Natalie Goldberg, who is just a terrific writing coach. And she says, you who have created your inner critic can also create an inner coach, an inner sweetheart, that person who thinks everything you do is perfect. So it's a letter from your inner sweetheart. And so I decided I would make myself do the assignment. And the idea was that you would have a recurring phrase that the inner sweetheart, the inner coach, would say to you. And this would be the fabulous phrase of the song, and it would be the repeating part and all that. And so I wrote my own version, but I couldn't really come up with this phrase that I thought was, this great lines. So I had like a placekeeper spot for the fabulous phrase that would show up later. And I never got I never got a fabulous phrase. So the placekeeper has remained. This is called Here Are the Kind Words. I want to thank everybody for listening tonight. I want to thank the Greenwich Village Folk Festival for having me back. And I hope you're all having a safe and healthy winter. And you be kind to each other. You come a long way from where you started. Here are the kind words. You went through a lot of broken hearted. Here are the kind words. So far away it was out of sight. They moved the goalposts in the middle of the night, and nobody knows if you're doing it right. Here are the kind words. And it didn't work out the way you planned. Here are the kind words. The little train says, I think I can. Here are the kind words. The grains of sand and the words of praise. The more than 10,000 days that brought you here, where you can say the kind words. Step by step on the crooked way. Stand still when you are afraid. When you can't go forward, go sideways. Oh, and the world's too big to understand. Here are the kind words. The little bit of clay in your hand. Here are the kind words. And you never know if you're at the end. So the best you can be is a good friend, and take the time to always send the kind words. Step by step on the crooked way. Stand still when you are afraid. When you can't go forward, go sideways. Oh, there is a lot to learn from I don't know. Here are the kind words, and you figure it out as you go. Here are the kind words, and the miracle is what you found when the road ran out. You could have turned around, but you set off for unknown ground. Found the kind words. Oh, the miracle, it's what you found when the road ran out. You could have turned around, but you set off for unknown ground. Found the kind words. Thank you.
Thank you, Cozy Sheridan. Oh, and if our viewers want to hear some more kind words, just go to Cozy's website, cozysheridan.com, and you'll find out some great music, and also about all the wonderful workshops and concerts she's giving. In fact, she's going to start the new year off in Cape Cod at the Cape Cod Songwriters Retreat. That's in January, and she's got more coming up. The song sessions in New Hampshire next fall, more Moab Folk Camp, and a lot more to come. cozysheridan.com. Well, you're watching the Greenwich Village Folk Festival. We're live tonight, as we are on the first Sunday of every month, and we have some plans for the months to come. I'll tell you more about that a little bit later on. But right now, I want to get to our next performer, who's a good friend of the festival. He's an artist who grew up actually in another village, a little village known as Southern California. And back in the 80s, he wrote a series of satirical musical reviews for the San Jose Repertory Company. And those are some reviews that kind of parodied life in the Silicon Valley. Well, since then, he founded a brilliant satirical folk quartet known as the Four Men. The Four Men actually played at both the National and Republican National Conventions in 86. His career spans more than 30 years, and he has songs and videos that have received hundreds of millions of views. I'm not exaggerating. Roy co-writes these songs with his wife, Melanie Harvey. And these are some songs that blend heart and humor and use satire as a tool in the struggles for social justice. Now, Roy received some high praise from a legendary songwriter satirist you may have heard of, Tom Lehrer. Tom Lehrer wrote about Roy, "I congratulate Roy Zimmerman on reintroducing literacy to comedy songs." Well, we congratulate and welcome Roy for bringing us these songs at this very critical time. Here is Roy Zimmerman.
Thank you so much, Ron. And yeah, the political satire is, frankly, it's getting easier and easier. And I think we're all looking forward to the time when we can think of Donald Trump as sort of a historical point of interest, like Nero or Mussolini or cholera. But that's not what we're here to talk about, because we're here to talk about the holidays. The holidays are upon us, and we want to bring people together, don't we, during the holidays, and sing, happy thoughts and happy songs. The mortal world is languishing in deep December snows. The road of hope is frozen over, so's my nose. But even as all nations strive the others to destroy, one holiday brings every nation joy. It's Christmas, Hanukkah, Ramadan, Kwanzaa. What a merry multicultural time of year. I'm sure no matter where they celebrate over there, the time of year we celebrate over here. No matter what your creed or color, you're sure to have a real good time. A definite yes to answer the question, can we all get along? Let's sing a Christmas, Hanukkah, Kwanzaa song. Humanity is drifting in an icy sea of strife. The giant quilt of life is crazy, so's my wife. But even as all things are dying, one event can steer the moribund toward more abundant cheer. It's Christmas, Ramadan, Kwanzaa. What a merry multicultural time of year. I'm sure no matter where they celebrate over there, the time of year we celebrate over here. No matter what your race or religion or lack thereof, you're sure to have a festive night or 8 or 12. A seasonal way for neighbors to say, how could we have been so wrong? Let's sing a Christmas, Hanukkah, Kwanzaa song. So don a party hat and kill the calf that's fat and throw a Roman Saturnalia. 'Cause when winter turns to spring and nature does her thing, he'll be wearing frilly frocks, resetting all our clocks for Floralia, Holy Easter, Passover, equinox. What a pan-humanic extravaganza. What an ethnic culture religio jubilee. They're all joining hands in disparate lands to form a harmonious throng to sing a Christmas, Hanukkah, Kwanzaa song. So lay aside your crushing load of earthly misery and sing a Christmas, Hanukkah, Kwanzaa song with me. I dare you. I challenge you to sing that with me. Thank you so much. Yeah, thank you. And that song is on a record I did called Peace Nick, Nick being Saint Nick, and that's available at my website, royzimmerman.com, and streamable. And no one seems to have mentioned that yet, but that's how we survive these days, streaming on all the usual platforms and all too. I'm doing a new album couple of new albums actually, and I'm doing this in the way that we independent musicians have to do that these days, which is by crowdfunding. That's how we get these things out of our homes and into the street. And the first of these two albums, recording is well underway for this. It's going great, and it's called Roadmap. Roadmap is an album of cover songs. Melanie and I have written so many songs, but we've been inspired by so many songs too over the years as we've made our way around the country many times. These are songs that have to do with social justice and have showed us, the way here and where we're going as well. That's the roadmap part of it. Anyway, this is a song that's going to be on that record. And a song that was first sung by the striking mill workers in Lawrence, Massachusetts, 1911, but could just as well have been sung by the auto workers or by the writers or the actors on the streets of Hollywood. Here we go. As we go marching, marching in the beauty of the day, a million darkened kitchens, 1,000 mill lofts gray are touched with all the radiance that a sudden sun discloses. For the people hear us singing, bread and roses, bread and roses. As we go marching, marching, we bring the greater days. The rising of the women brings the rising of the race. No more the drudge and idler, 10 who toil while one reposes, but the sharing of life's glories, bread and roses, bread and roses. As we go marching, marching, unnumbered women dead go crying through our singing their ancient call for bread. Smart art and love and beauty, their drudging spirits new. Yes, it is bread we fight for, but we fight for roses, roses too. As we go marching, marching, unnumbered women dead go crying through our singing their ancient call for bread. Smart art and love and beauty, their drudging spirits new. Yes, it is bread we fight for, but we fight for roses, roses too. No more the drudge and idler, 10 who toil while one reposes, but the sharing of life's glories, bread and roses, bread and roses. Hearts starve as well as bodies, bread and roses, bread and roses. Yes, thank you. It's a beautiful song, wonderful song, and again, an inspiration to us. That dates back, but also dates forward too. These labor struggles go on and on. If you'd like to help, you in the audience there, if you'd like to help make this record happen. You know, this crowdfunding is the way that people can say, I believe in this music, I want this music to be out there, and I'm sure all of the artists on the show tonight, benefit from crowdfunding and taking it straight to the people. That's the way we can, I don't get any corporate sponsorships, certainly, so that's how we have to do it these days. It's a critical time. Of course, right? We're fighting a lot of social justice battles that we thought we had won. That's the thing, right? We thought we'd buttoned them up, and they come back to bite us, and where. So, and probably the most amazing example of this is voting rights. That right without which all the other rights are called into question. And just the other day, the Florida appeals court, overturned that decision that nullified DeSantis's map. Anyway, maybe you're into that. But in any case, it's going to be harder to vote in Florida. And Florida is, of course, a bellwether for the presidential election. I don't need to lecture you. You can lecture me at roy@royzimmerman.com, or go to royzimmerman.com and just check out what's there. But I'd like to do a song because you have to admire the GOP for their electoral reform kind of prognosis, which is get the voting out of politics. And Nancy Pelosi said a funny thing the other day. She said that before they take another vote, they need to take a math lesson, which I thought was hilarious. But of course, they need to take a history lesson as well. And so here that is. Way back when they said all men, they meant every wealthy European male. So back then to vote required being white and being rich and being male. They said you can't vote if you got no property. You can't vote if you're not free. You can't vote if you are a woman, 'cause you got no stake in democracy. Year by year, people had to ponder what the Declaration must have meant. By all men, clearly it was time for an electoral adjustment. And they won the vote for those who had no property, won the vote for those who'd been freed, won the vote for women, and they voted down, it was guaranteed. They all said it's my vote, you can't deny it, my voice can't take it away, my right, I won't be quiet, it's my vote, my voice, my right, my vote, my voice, my right. Well, a right's a right, but without a fight it can evaporate and float away. And by night there were those who came around and tried to take the vote away, saying you can't vote, you haven't paid the poll tax, you can't vote, you can't pass the exam, you can't vote for fear of retribution. And the people stood up and said, well damn, it's my vote, you can't deny it, my voice can't take it away, my right, I won't be quiet, it's my vote, my voice, my right, it's my vote, my voice, my right. Well, that was then, now they got a plan to put democracy itself in doubt. And beware, even when you vote, they're gonna wanna throw the outcome out. Saying you can't vote, your machine isn't working right. You can't vote, 'cause your lines are too long. You can't vote, they took away your mailbox. You can't vote, they're gonna tell the big lie. Say you're gonna use it, say you'll never lose it. And if they ask you whose it is, just say it's my vote, my voice, my right. It's my vote, my voice, my right. It's my vote, you can't deny it. My voice can't take it away. My right, I won't be quiet. It's my vote, my voice, my right. It's my vote, my voice, my right. It's my vote, my voice, my right. My vote, my voice, my right. My vote, my voice, my right. Thank you so much for having me on the Greenwich Village Folk Festival. I am definitely a friend of the festival, and I love being here and hearing all the other songwriters as well. You know, what a wonderful mix of styles and subject matter too. So thanks so much for having me here. I've got one more song, if that's all right.
Absolutely.
Okay, this is it's the holidays. I got to say that again, and of course you know that. I'm going to do another song from this record I did called Peacenik. As I say, that's streamable and that's available at the website. I want to send everybody there, and please sign up for the mailing list while you're there, so you can know how these new records are progressing and all too. And maybe even kick in $1 or $2 to help me make these records. All right. Thank you so much, you guys. Thanks, Ron. Okay, here we go.
There's a turkey gobbling out in the yard. Now he's got it in stuffed and he's basted and charred. Your father is whistling and washing the blood down the drain. Christmas is pain. There's a crowd on the hillside with hatchets and saws, and a keen disregard for the forestry laws. And they happily hum while the stumps slowly bleed in the rain. Christmas is pain. And the stockings are hung by the chimney with care, as if anyone in their right mind would hang 'em there. And some tired old crooner is croaking out carols again. Christmas is pain. And you wait for an hour to see Santa Claus, and he's covered in velveteen, bourbon, and gauze. And he pinches your mother and she can't find the words to explain. Christmas is pain, and 2/3 of the world doesn't give half a damn. And the rest are all bloated on marshmallowed yams. And if Jesus was here, he'd be sent to the back of the train. Christmas is pain. And the hungry are hungering on Hunger Street, while the people on Plenty Street eat. And you punctured the roof of your mouth on a sharp candy cane. Christmas is pain. And they double the price of whatever you need, saying I pledge allegiance to corporate greed. And the 8 tiny reindeer have left an embarrassing stain. And you're forced to spend several hours conversing with your old Aunt Lorraine. who's insane. With a brain on a plane to Spain, where the rain stays mainly in the flat terrain. Christmas is pain.
All right.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Roy. You captured the holiday season better than a Norman Rockwell painting. That was perfect. Thank you so much.
Excellent.
Roy Zimmerman, royzimmerman.com. Check out his website and check out his crowdfunding for his next 2 albums, Roadmap, as he mentioned, and also a new album he's working on of original songs as well. So
Yes, called Have Mercy. That one's going to be called.
Have Mercy. Oh, well, we can't look forward to that. I'm so excited. Hope to be playing it on the radio soon. Well, I'm Ron Olesko. This is the Greenwich Village Folk Festival, our December 2023 edition. I hope you're enjoying it as much as we are. We have more great artists coming up tonight, including Jay Unger and Molly Mason and Josiah Longo of the Slambovians. And before I introduce our next artist, just another reminder, we do have that tip jar. I'm kind of like that Salvation Army person with the bell. I don't have a bell with me tonight, but I do want to remind you that we do have that tip jar. And if you're able to put a couple bucks in there, it really helps keep this event coming to you every month. It's a free festival. It's a gift to our community, but we could use your help to keep this going. So anything you can do to help us out, the information, you can find it in the chat feature, or you can go to the Greenwich Village Folk Festival.org, and it's right there on the webpage. Well, I had the privilege of attending the recent Northeast Regional Folk Alliance Conference in Asbury Park last month. And it was there that our next guest gave a powerful and inspirational keynote address. She was recovering from laryngitis, sort of like I am right now, but her voice delivered a strong message. Chris has been performing since 2010, and a pivotal moment in her career came back in 2017 at Lincoln Center, when she earned the grand prize of the New Song Music and Performance Competition. Her music is filled with honest emotion. It reflects her lived experiences as she writes social justice songs for a new generation. Now, her webpage contains a mission statement that I think perfectly sums up what she's working to accomplish: to amplify the voices of the unheard, to shed light on the unseen, and to be a steadfast reminder that hope and love are the truest pathways to equity and justice. That also sums up what's at the heart of folk music, and it certainly sums up Chris Matthews.
Thank you so much, Ron. I appreciate that. It's so nice to be back here with all of you. I'm going to start with a few new songs. This first one is called Some Roads. Some folks are just speed bumps in your rear view. You gotta learn to keep it moving when you need to. They come from out of nowhere just to slow you down without a care. Sometimes in life you will find some roads you leave alone. There's a reason they're less traveled on. And some roads feel like home, every twist and turn you know, like the back of your hand, even in the dark with your eyes closed. Yeah, some roads feel like home. And some folks are like white lines on the highway. They try to keep you on your path if you start to stray. When trouble seems to find you, they'll be the first ones to remind you to keep both your hands on the wheel. Some roads you leave alone, there's a reason they're less traveled on. And some roads feel like home, every twist and turn you know, like the back of your hand, even in the dark with your eyes closed. Yes, some roads feel like home. And it's 100,000 miles between now and that old life, between what I had and what I needed, but didn't know till I was leaving. Some roads you leave alone, there's a reason they're less traveled on. And some roads feel like home, every twist and turn you know, like the back of your hand, even in the dark with your eyes closed. Yes, some roads feel like home. Some roads you leave alone, there's a reason they're less traveled on. And some roads feel like home, every twist and turn you know, like the back of your hand, even in the dark with your eyes closed. Yes, some roads feel like home. Oh, some roads feel like home. Oh, some roads feel like home. Some folks are like speed bumps in your review. You gotta learn to keep it moving when you need to. And some folks are just white lines on a highway. They try to keep you on your path if you start to stray.
Thanks so much. Thanks, everybody. Appreciate that. Well, this next one is a song that I wrote back in June. I was up in New Hampshire teaching at Miles of Music Camp. And on my drive up there, I came across this tiny little church that had so many pride flags just all over it. It was quite a stark contrast between what the churches looked like in Tennessee when I was leaving in June, which is where I now call home. And it just was a really striking reminder of what those churches should look like. So many of the churches in Tennessee just had so many very hateful things on their marquees. I saw another one today on my way back here. And this song just came out after just being so moved by what that church wanted to make sure everybody knew about them. This song is called Like Jesus Would. In my hometown, there's a church on every block. Sanctified folks who'd much rather pray for you than talk. They cherry pick the good word and hold on to the bad parts, so they can willfully ignore every lesson Jesus taught. But in a town I'd never been to before, I saw a church that made me wanna run right through his doors. I could tell just by the outside I'd be met with open arms. Folks spreading the good news with open minds and open hearts. Pride flags flying for all to see. Black Lives Matter on the church marquee. Bet they don't just pray when the sick take ill, or just in thoughts when another gun kills. I bet they vote like Jesus would, like the choice they make might do some good for somebody. That's my kind of Christianity. Somebody said if Jesus came back now, half the Christians in this country would try to crucify him somehow. They'd call him a liberal and hurl woke like a slur. They'd take one look at his brown skin and then probably call him worse. So this one's for those fishers of men, not the people putting evil in evangelical again. Love one another, his commandment from the start. So
keep spreading the good news with open minds and open hearts. Pride flags flying for all to see. Black Lives Matter on the church marquee. That they don't just pray when the sick take ill, or just in thoughts when another gun kills. I bet they vote like Jesus would, like the choice they make might do some good for somebody. That's my kind of Christianity. Pride flags flying for all to see. Black Lives Matter on the church marquee. That they don't just pray when the sick take ill, or just in thorns when another gun kills. I bet they vote like Jesus would, like the choice they make might do some good for somebody. That's my kind of Christianity. Yeah, that's my kind of Christianity. Thanks so much. Thanks very much. I appreciate it. Yeah, I also am getting ready to release some new songs. So I hope you will listen to all of the wonderful words that Roy was saying to you, and follow me online. I am at Chris Matthews almost everywhere on the internet. It's just CRYS. And I'll be launching a Kickstarter to get some of these new songs out next year. So I hope you'll help me do that. I'm going to sing one for you now that I wrote on the New Jersey Turnpike. Thank goodness for voice to text. Sometimes you just don't know where inspiration is going to hit. So this one was very fun, like going back, trying to catch where all the voice correct errors were and what I actually was trying to say in that moment. But this song is called Red. There's more red in the trees than there was last week, but not much in the trees in Tennessee. That's where you are. It feels so far. I've been resting my head on 100 different pillows. This whole road is finally taking its toll on me. I don't mean to be taking a toll on you. It's so cold in Massachusetts where I am. I just wanna be holding your hand and in your arms. They seem so far. I've been counting the miles and the hours like the sheep. The last time I saw you is the last time I had real sleep. I don't mean to be taking it out on you. Sky high and southbound, now you're heading west. Can't wrap my mind around this hole in my chest, it's so hard. You're still so far. I wish that I knew how to do this much better, but broken hearts just don't mix with cold weather, baby. I don't mean to be taking mine out on you. I'm having a hard time lately. It feels like I'm going crazy from missing your touch. I miss you so much. There's more red in the trees than there was last week, but still not much in the trees in Tennessee. That's where you are. It feels so far. Thanks so much. Thanks very much, everybody. I appreciate it. Thanks.
Sorry, are we on?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Oh,
Can you hear me?
I can hear you. I'm sorry. I think you have time for one more song. Would you like to share one?
Oh, sure. Yeah. I think I'll sing a little Christmas song
Oh, great.
that I wrote. This is a little original. Not sure quite yet what the title will end up being, but I think it's just going to be called This Christmas with You. Midwest magic and mistletoe makes my heart all aglow this Christmas with you. A silver bell jingles on my front seat visor. I'm singing carols with my side seat driver this Christmas with you. And it's the time of year when Christmas cheer falls fresh and new, soft like snow on the tip of your nose, and I'm falling too. Peppermint mochas and holding hands, fireside kisses and a kitchen dance this Christmas with you. Watching those holiday movies while our eyes and our cheeks get dewy this Christmas with you. And it's the time of year when Christmas cheer falls fresh and new, soft like snow on the tip of your nose, and I'm falling too. Lots of presents underneath the tree, but all I want is you with me this Christmas is true. 'Cause it's the time of year when Christmas cheer falls fresh and new, soft like snow on the tip of your nose, and I'm falling too. Happy holidays, everybody. Thanks so much to the Greenwich Village Folk Festival for having me. Thanks to everybody that sang tonight. Make sure you hit that tip jar, and thank you all so much. I hope you have a safe and happy holiday.
Thank you. Same to you, Chris. Thank you so much. And you've got a busy December. I see you're going to be touring with Rebecca Loby in Texas.
Oh, yeah. I'm so stoked. I get to go to Texas. I don't think they're ready for all of this blackness and gayness. They're going to have a very happy holiday there in Texas. And then we'll be in the Southeast after that with Rebecca and Flamey as well. So if you're in Texas, if you're in Atlanta or Asheville or Charlotte or Nashville, I hope you'll come out and see us.
Absolutely. It's going to be a great show, I'm sure. Check out Chris's website, chrismatthews.com, and crysmatthews.com. Well, our next performers first met in the late 1970s when they were performers at the Town Crier Cafe. They began performing together until Molly left for Minnesota to join the cast of a new radio show you may have heard of. It was called The Prairie Home Companion. Well, not long after that, Jay started up a band which was called Fiddle Fever. And when they needed a bassist, Molly joined up. And I remember seeing Fiddle Fever, a memorable performance at the old Bear Mountain Folk Festival. Well, in the early 80s, Jay started the Ashokan Fiddle and Dance Camps. Molly became a partner in the venture a few years later. And since then, they have kept quite busy with the camp, creating a number of memorable recordings, working in film and television. And perhaps you heard a little tune that Jay wrote that was used quite effectively in Ken Burns' series called The Civil War. We are so honored to have them with us tonight. Give a warm welcome to Jay Unger and Molly Mason.
Hey, so good to be
Hi.
here.
Great to be here. Yes, you reminded me that we met at the Town Crier Cafe those years ago, and
Yeah.
we were there on Saturday night. We just
That's
had a
last
gig
night.
there. That was last night. Yeah. Wow, less than 24 hours ago, we were there at the Town Crier Cafe. So, amazing.
So you see that sign over there, the quiet room.
Yeah, what the heck is with that?
What is that? Every Wednesday, we do a live stream from this space at 8 p.m. on Facebook Live. And it's called the Quiet Room.
Yes, can you give us like 12 seconds of the theme,
Oh,
perhaps?
sure. I'm just trying to end it. So it's 12
12
seconds.
seconds, yeah.
Yeah.
I went over. I went to 14 seconds.
You went a little over.
Sorry about that.
So we're going to play a tune that you wrote, Molly.
Okay. It's that time of year, at least up here where we are. I don't know where your listeners are. They're probably all over the place in,
It's global. It's
Yeah.
the internet.
but up here in upstate New York and the Northeast, we're getting ready for snow coming soon to us. So here's a tune I wrote called The Snowstorm.
We had 2 inches a few weeks ago.
We did. We got a little taste of it.
Okay, let's start it.
Okay.
The snowstorm. I felt it.
I felt it that time, yes.
Ah,
It's coming down.
the sound of one hand clapping. No, 2 hands. I love it. So we're going to try a song. This is the Molly Mason part of the set. We're going to do a song that you wrote
Oh,
as
okay.
well
All
after
right,
that
let's
lovely
see.
waltz.
There's
I
a
wonder if
clip.
anybody was dancing.
I
during
hope so. I hope people were waltzing to
Yeah.
that. Or whatever kind of dancing. Interpretive dance, perhaps.
That could have been.
See if I'm in tune.
You're eating.
The E?
The high E? I don't know.
Sounds good to me.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, perfect.
A song about the year and the cycle and living on a farm kind of life. I wrote this song after hearing my mom talk about growing up on a farm. When it's springtime in the Catskills with 1,000 shades of green, the farmer bends to wake the earth from its dark and ancient dream. And each seed holds a perfect plan in harmony with earth and man. And they're bound for another harvest home. Join me on this part, learn it. Bound for another harvest home. We'll dance to changing rhythms as the seasons come and go. Each seed holds a perfect plan in harmony with earth and man, till we're bound for another harvest home. On a blazing summer afternoon, the farmer bows and bends among the rows that run forever. His precious crop he tends, but the fruits of all his labor here will feed his family through the year, till they're bound for another harvest home. Bound for another harvest home. We'll dance to changing rhythms as the seasons come and go. The fruits of all our labor here will feed our family through the year, till they're bound for another harvest home. On a cool, clear autumn evening, the whole family in the field, where they work all night by full moonlight to gather in the yield. But soon a time will come to rest and know that man and earth are blessed, and we're bound for another harvest home. Bound for another harvest home. We'll dance to changing rhythms as the seasons come and go. And soon a time will come to rest and know that man and earth are blessed, and we're bound for another harvest home. We're all bound for another harvest home.
Yeah, I love that one, Mal.
Yeah,
Yeah. Well, I think I'm going to opt for
I'm
doing
all
some
alone.
fiddle music now.
you know,
Yeah.
fiddle music is good. Always good. I was going to say it's always good. It's almost always the right thing to do.
Yeah, and this is the right moment.
It is.
You know, we had the great good fortune of getting to perform at Celtic Colors on Cape Breton this past October.
Yeah.
And this put me in mind of these tunes. The first is an old, they're trad tunes, but I guess we know the composer of at least one of them. So the first one is called Mrs. Jameson's Favorite. And we once had an opportunity to play a concert with the great Buddy McMaster. And this was a tune that we were able to play together with him because he said it was his mom's favorite tune. And it's one of the most beautiful Scottish airs ever written. And I know some folks love the tune Ashokan Farewell that I wrote years ago, and this kind of music is the inspiration for it. I know that became associated with the Civil War, but for me, Ashokan Farewell was always a Scottish air by a Jewish guy from the Bronx.
So what does air mean? Just a slower tune?
Yeah, I
Not
mean,
for dancing.
not for dancing.
Not for dancing,
right.
for listening.
And then we'll go into some reels, and I think we'll start with the Brenda Stubbard, which
Okay.
was written by Jerry Holland.
I think I might play piano on
Yeah,
this.
and when we met Buddy McMaster, Brenda Stubbard was playing, the actual person was playing piano with him. Okay, and then maybe another tune after that, Stay in A the whole way.
So 3 tunes?
Yeah, so
starting with
Scottish-
starting with the air for listening and moving into
We'll see what happens.
the reels for dancing.
So this will be in the Scottish and Cape Breton direction of things.
Okay.
last tune.
All right.
Thank you.
There at the end.
Thank you.
Jay Unger, Molly Mason. That was wonderful. You got us up and dancing now. I mean, people all across the nation are listening and dancing. Can you give us another tune or two? Or do you have time?
We could probably find one in there somewhere. Let's see.
I think you know a few, right?
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
well, we were thinking of doing a song that you could dance to. It's kind of a bluesy groove. It would be
Sounds
a real
good.
change of pace from where we just were. This is
Oh, we could do. You want to do that?
Yeah.
Do we have time for two more?
I don't know.
I don't know.
1, 2. How much more time? do we have?
We got time. You could do two more.
Okay. So what were you
Want to do
thinking,
an
Miss
old
Molly?
time thing? Because the things we just did were very
Yeah.
Scotlandy, Englishy, New England, Northern kinds of tunes.
Yeah.
The medley that we just did. Maybe we could do just a little bit of a Southern one
Yeah.
with a different sound,
Well, let's see. What
a little
would that
different
be?
groove.
You're gonna grab the banjo guitar.
Let's do some kind of a D medley with Angeline the Baker in, because everybody knows that tune.
Yeah, maybe.
That could groove. Or your choice. You're the fiddler. You get to choose. Something more old-timey. Want to do we could do Pater, or we could do
What did
Grub
you-
Springs, which is
What
very
was the one you said? just-
Patered.
Yeah.
It's almost bluegrassy.
Just let's go to something else.
Okay, I'm gonna do
How's C for you?
C. I used to know a C chord.
Yeah, try. So this old instrument here, a 6-string banjo. This one is from about 1890, and they were popular with piano players in traveling bands because they would usually arrive and for a gig, and there weren't any portable pianos, and they frequently would be a piano that was unplayable. So this guy would be the chord instrument.
Are you sharp?
No, I'm just waiting for you.
Sorry about that. Good.
Does that work in G? How's that?
Yes.
Good. I just thought of the perfect
The
one.
perfect tune. Okay.
Dance all night with a bottle in your hand.
Good. Great thing to do.
Yeah. Oh, I grew up in the Bronx, and I didn't hear much fiddle music there. Although there was great Irish fiddling going on, I just didn't hear it. I didn't run into it. But then
You know,
I got to travel to North Carolina and Tennessee and find the music I loved. And then it started sprouting up around Ithaca with the Highwood String Band back in the 70s. And that's where I learned that old tune. Where did you get that one from?
I learned it from you, probably.
Oh, cool.
I think so many decades ago. But I was going to say, you grew up in the Bronx, and just a few blocks away was a weekly amazing Irish session that you found
It was
about
across the street.
across the street. Oh, you found out decades later that was going on. So that is a very good lesson to get to know your neighbors a little bit.
That's right.
know?
That's right.
There might be great music sessions going on there.
Well, I think we'll close with this song from the great Hughie Ledbetter, also known as Leadbelly. And I read that he wrote this for the National Traffic Safety Council in the 40s. It's called Relax Your Mind, which is a great topic for the trying times we live in. Just relax your mind. Maybe sing along with us out there if you can.
Good.
We good?
Yep.
When you're driving in your automobile, keep your hands on that steering wheel. 'Cause sometimes you got to relax your mind. Your mind. Relax your mind. Relax your mind. It makes you feel so fine sometimes. 'Cause sometimes you've got to relax your mind. Your mind. When the light turns green, put your foot on the gasoline. 'Cause sometimes you've got to relax your mind. Your mind. Relax your mind. Relax your mind. It makes you feel so fine sometimes. Sometimes you got to relax your mind. Your mind. Oh, when that light, that's the very same light, it turns red. Put your foot on the brake instead. 'Cause sometimes you've got to relax your mind. Your mind. Relax your mind. Relax your mind. It makes you feel so fine sometimes. Sometimes you've got to relax your mind. What? Your mind.
I was relaxing my mind. Now I'm relaxed.
When that light turns blue, what in the world are you gonna do? 'Cause sometimes you got to relax your mind. oscillation. Take out your license and registration, 'cause sometimes you got to relax your mind. Your mind. One more time. Relax your mind. Relax your mind. It makes you feel so fine. Sometimes you've got to relax your mind. Your mind.
Yeah.
I'm feeling a little better.
Thank you, Jay Unger and Molly Mason. Oh, that was wonderful. And for our folks out there who are watching, if you have no plans for New Year's Eve, here's something you may want to check out. Jay and Molly will be performing along with Swingology as part of a gala New Year's Eve dance party at the Shokin Center. It's going to be 2 dance halls, other bands performing, Contra, Cajun, Zydeco, and more. You can check out their schedule at jayandmolly.com for their full lineup. And also go to ashokancenter.org, where you can find out about not only the New Year's Eve show, but a special New Year's weekend that's taking place there. Well, it's been a great evening so far, and we have one more performer to go. But before I introduce him, I do want to thank everybody who's donated to our tip jar tonight. I know this is the season of giving, and you folks have been kind enough to help out this festival. It's a free festival. It's our gift to the community, but there are bills to pay, performers to pay, and we do want to keep this going as long as we can. So anything you could do to help is greatly appreciated. Check out the links. It should be in your chat feature on both Facebook and YouTube, or simply go to greenwichvillagefolkfestival.org. You can donate there. There's instructions on where you can mail your checks if you'd prefer to do it that way. However, it helps keep us going. Well, our final performer for this evening is coming to us tonight, I think from somewhere in Slambovia. Although he was born in Philadelphia, grew up listening and playing along with traditional country, folk, and mummers music with his father. And then after a stint in New York City, a move to Sleepy Hollow, New York, the Slambovian Circus of Dreams came together with Josiah at the helm, and their live performances are spectacles of rootsy psychedelia, and it gathers together loyal fans at an event that just has to be experienced. In what little spare time he has away from Slambovia, Josiah is working on a new musical called The Book of Better Things, which will be a tribute to Chinese immigrants who came to this country, helped build the railroads, and contribute to the fabric of the nation. Well, Josiah is about to begin a 6-show, very Slambovian Christmas tour. It starts this Friday at the Chocolate Church in Bath, Maine. It ends December 23rd at the Newtown Theater in Newtown, Pennsylvania. So maybe tonight we're going to do a little sneak preview. We'll soon see. It's always a pleasure to bring to our virtual stage the one and only Josiah Longo.
Hey. Good to see you, man. Oh, thank you, Jay and Molly. That was good. Tink and I had the sound turned off because we were dancing around the room together. We haven't danced for a while, so that was really a treat. Thank you very much. So, how you doing, everybody? Just kind of, let's see, get this thing on. I don't usually play by myself. I have a couple of times on here, but I'm more like a poser if I'm surrounded by good musicians. And I space out, which I tend to do a lot of times. I really tend to leave the earth playing too many times. The band always kind of backs me up and lets me float, but they keep talking me into trying these things out. So I'll do a slow song first, and this is dedicated to all the people who feel like they're from the island of misfit toys, which is most of our fans. It's called Never Fit, from our first album pretty long ago. So let me give it a shot. Here we go. place I used to go anytime I didn't feel that I belonged in what was real. And I would always see you there, arriving on a desperate prayer. We'd sit and talk, we'd laugh and cry about the meaning of it all. And all around we'd hear the sound of what the world was saying. But there's something in us can't subscribe to games they say to play. Yeah, I don't believe. Yeah, 'cause we never fit in anyway. We never fit in anywhere. Only here, and we know here is not perceived reality. We never fit in anyway. We never fit in anywhere. But I don't care, 'cause I know here is where I always wanna be. Chevy Biscayne in the rain, where we would share the loss and gain of every day we had to be, the things we knew we couldn't be. So we would laugh until we choked, and everything became a joke. The only way we could survive, so we could live another day. 'Cause all around we'd hear the sound of what the world was saying. But there's something in us can't subscribe to games they say to play. Yeah, I don't believe. Yeah, 'cause we never fit in anyway. We never fit in anywhere. Only here, and we know here is not perceived reality. We never fit in anyway. We never fit in anywhere. But I don't care, 'cause I know here is where I always wanna be. I light a candle in my mind. I wanna see that bright face shine. Hear your voice so full of dreams. I seem to know what they all mean. And you have always been a friend, by every means to every end. And that to me, that loyalty is worth believing in. Though all around we hear the sound of what the world is saying, there's something in us can't subscribe to games they say to play. Yeah, I don't believe. Yeah, 'cause we never fit in anyway. We never fit in anywhere. Only here, and we know here is not perceived reality. We never fit in anyway. We never fit in anywhere. But I don't care, 'cause I know here you've always been with me. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Whoa, la la la, la la la, yeah, yeah, yeah. We never fit in anyway. We never fit in anywhere. We never fit in anyway. 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 I didn't know you could hear everybody clapping out there. That's great. Thank you very much, everybody. Really appreciate it. Been a busy weekend for us. It's the first weekend we had off from touring like in a long time. But we got invited to Alex Gray's 70th birthday party yesterday. I don't know whether you know him. He does all these kind of spiritual psychedelic paintings. He's very famous. He did one of the Nirvana covers and such. So they came up here and they bought 40 acres of land right around Slambovia. And they built a temple called the Entheon Temple. It's a temple to visionary artists, you know. So it's full of these most amazing paintings. And we went to Alex's 70th birthday party yesterday. And someone else who's been fighting for the legalization of LSD and things like that for therapeutic reasons, of course. And so we were at that party, and I went up and welcomed the two of them to the 70 Club because I just hit 70 this year. I kind of beat them to the punch, so this is my 70th year. And so thanks for having me on. This could be the last time anybody sees me. You never know when you're going to go. So let me see. Did I pick up the right harmonica? Yeah, I think I did. How am I doing sonically, Greg? Can you hear me good out there?
Yeah, you sound great, man. Last song sounded terrific.
Oh, good. I'm going to blow things out. So
you got to back up a foot.
Back up a foot for this one, right? Because it's going to honk. Okay, here we go.
Yes.
This is a kind of new one that I just... What's that, Tink? Oh, good thing. Tink's over here kind of bossing me around from the corner. She said, different guitar. So in Slambovia, we tune a whole step down. We've been trying to find the Wang Chung, you know, the golden bell tuning, to see if we could like shift everything on its axis, because things are getting so wacky, you don't even know what to do anymore, or what side to take about anything. And any side you take, everybody seems to pick on each other all the time about everything. Anyways, anyway, put this on. So this song, like I said, I just wrote this recently, which means probably like a year ago or something like that, right? Tink? A year or two ago. It's called The Enemies of Love, but I don't play it much, especially without the band. So because I know all you guys out there and trust you so much, I'm gonna give it a shot. And Greg, if you stay on, if I see you going like this, it means I'm blowing out the speakers, okay? That's it. Okay. Good luck to us all here. The walls go up, the walls come down. The acolytes of left and right all tumble to the ground. I hear a crazy trumpet sound, the indicator that they fought the final round. Now all the good that they have done be done to them as well, and all the heaven they have stole will now become their hell. 'Cause you can't say you know the way with such supremacy, and go and treat your brother like he is the enemy. The enemies of this enemies of that, the heathens and the infidels and all related brats. There are no enemies at all in all below, above, in all creation, baby, except the enemies of love. Predators have had their run. No need to fight them now, their judgment day has come. Eve put an end to their sad fun. This is the goodbye party for the old millennium. Now all the good that they have done be done to them as well. And all the heaven they have stole will now become their hell. 'Cause you can't say you know the way with such supremacy and go and treat your sister like she is the enemy. The enemies of this, the enemies of that, the witches and the Puritans and all related brats. There are no enemies at all in all below, above, in all creation, baby, except the enemies of love. The enemies of this, the enemies of that, the Democrats, Republicans, and all the other brats. 'Cause you can't say you know the way with such supremacy and go and treat the other like he is the enemy. The enemies of this, the enemies of that, the heathens and the infidels and all related brats. There are no enemies at all in all below, above, in all creation, baby, except the enemies of love. There are no enemies at all in all below, above, in all creation, baby, except the enemies of love.
Yeah.
For you at home, anybody that's here in the studio, they appear as like little boxes at the top. You can see these little boxes applauding. It's very exciting. Let's see. So I got one more. Let me take this guitar off. And let me get this. We're doing like, as Ron was saying, we're doing like 6 Christmas shows. We say Christmas shows, other people say holiday shows, but honestly, most of the people on the band are either Irish or Italian Catholic, so the only vocabulary we got is from that. Our Christmas shows are very inclusive. They're more about the Coca-Cola Santa Claus than they are about anything too religious or anything like that. So they're very fun, tongue-in-cheek, says Tink. This is Tink gave me a speech. Tink, if you don't know Tink, we're married to each other, and we've been doing this, the Slambovian Circus of Dreams, as the day job for about 30 years. We raised a big family with a bunch of kids in it, and this was the day job. Knock on wood, we got away with doing just this, and been rolling in the folk dough ever since we got a nod from Pete Seeger to be able to do this stuff, you know. Pete roped us in as soon as we moved to this area. He lived about 10 minutes up the road from us. So we were doing all those pumpkin festivals and corn festivals and stuff like that. And then we became more environmentally conscious. We used to just throw our papers out the window of the car and stuff like that before we met Pete. So thank you, Pete, for educating us. We appreciate it. I'm going to do a Christmas song as the third song. This is a very Slambovian Christmas song. Very much, in Slambovia, they're very religious, but their image of God is very akin to this Coca-Cola Santa Claus. They're very into it. Even though Coca-Cola paid some guy money to do it, they landed a very good image of the Coca-Cola Santa Claus. And the religious people in Slambovia, they kind of think that's like the image of, their version of Heavenly Father. If there is a Heavenly Father, he could take on the guise of anybody. So, anyway, he's mentioned in this song, but this is dedicated to the child and everybody. I hope you enjoy this song. I hope I could play it for you. Let's see how I do. Okay, how's that start? If you come and hear it with the band, with all these musicians playing mandolin and Tink on accordion and a bunch of keyboards and stuff like that, it sounds really fancy. But I just write them on acoustic guitar. I'm just not as brave as Greg Greenway to get up there and play by himself all the time. So Greg is the one always encouraging. He's the first person we saw play from this folk realm that made us, around here, that made us get involved in this whole thing. So Greg's here. He's guiding me. His little box is right here, up here where I'm pointing. I can see his box. He's giving me the thumbs up. So here we go. This is called Suddenly It's Christmas. Let's go into the door of childhood. Suddenly it's Christmas. I forgot about these lights. The air is filled with Nat King Cole and everything's alright. Oh, come all you faithful to the land that we all love. It's the one thing that still rises above. Suddenly it's Christmas. Have we lost another year? Are we moving closer to our dreams or just running from our fears? Oh, holiest of seasons, of magic and of light, I've been losing myself in the fight. Nothing that I do seems to turn out quite right. Hey, won't you please take me in for the night? Take us back to when wishes came true if you were good. And we try to stay awake all night to see them if we could. 'Cause oh, what holy presence filled that old facade. I was almost like waiting for God. Take us back to places that could set our hearts on fire, where the inner world is glowing with the purest of desires. Please God, put on that red suit and laugh that laugh so free. And won't you please check your list twice and see if you got any hope left for me. I wish you all a Merry Christmas. something that can flip your switch and take your heart and mind back to those days of wonder, of that magic silent night, when we all still believed in the light. Oh, suddenly it's Christmas. Yes, suddenly it's here. Have a merry, merry Christmas. And the happiest New Year. Suddenly it's Christmas. Yeah, yeah. Merry Christmas, everybody.
Ah,
Happy New Year.
Merry Christmas. Oh, Josiah, can we get one more? Can we have an encore? Encore.
Okay. I only brought 3 songs that I knew how to play by myself. Tink said, in case you get an encore, I'll do a song that my dad, I grew up in an Irish neighborhood, and my grandfather was Italian, and my father was Italian. They didn't like Italians in the neighborhood that I grew up in. My father came down to court. My mother, the Irish gangs used to chase him around. But my dad luckily played music, and he used to go play the Irish bars till he won people over. And the Irish gang, the gang leader that used to chase my father around after I was born, he became my godfather. So that shows you the power of music. My father says the power of music can make enemies friends. So I really believe in that. I grew up in a tradition where every Friday night in my parents' basement, even though they didn't have much money, you say basement, but in South Philly where I'm from, it's like a cellar. The walls aren't finished. It's very, and they got $100 Sears and Roebuck's pool table down there. And they used to shoot pool. And then my father got a dartboard. It was like you had to only do one at a time because the cellar was pretty small. And then after they did that, they would buy 1 case of beer, and that's all they could afford, and split it between the people that came. And the women would stay upstairs while the men shot pool and felt masculine about things. And then after the pool shooting and the dart shooting was over, that my dad would get the guitar out and get around a microphone, and they'd all sing together. All the guys would sing, and the women would come down on the steps, and then they'd all sing in harmony to each other. It was a very cool thing in my neighborhood. And then I had an Uncle Angelo that always came very late. This is a long intro for an encore, isn't it? Yeah, that's what it is, sorry. And Angelo would always come late. He was this big, scary looking, he looked like a hitman from the mafia, which to me was like a cool thing at that particular time in my life, Everybody was kind of afraid of Angelo. Big, tall, scary guy. And he'd come down, he'd take his Gibson guitar out, and it had like a chalice with flames coming out of the top of the chalice on the thing. And then he would, he didn't say anything. He'd just come down, and he'd just be like really stoic, And they'd say, hey, Angelo, do the yodel song. So if you picture Angelo, about 7 foot tall, very scary looking guy, glazed over looking eyes, look like, he could hurt you. Then Angelo would do this song. Well, it's easy to yodel, yodel-o-tee, yodel-ladle-o-tee, yodel-ladle-o-tee. It's easy to yodel, yodel-o-tee, yodel-ladle-o-tee, yodel-o-tee. Yodel-ladle-o-tee, 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 yodel-ladle-o-tee. Everybody. Ooh, yeah, yeah, yodel, yeah, yodel, chee, yodel, yodel, chee. Ooh, yeah, yeah, yodel, yeah, yodel, chee, yodel, chee. Yodel, 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 chee, yodel, yodel, chee, yodel, yodel, chee, yodel, 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 chee. Thank you for having me, everybody. It was a pleasure to play for you all. Hey, if you want to come to some of our Christmas shows, we're doing something in Maine and Chocolate Church next weekend and Kennedy Hall, Connecticut next week. And then there's a bunch of them. Go to slambovia.com and check out. Come see us because I can't see you now. So come so I could see you. Thank you very much for having me on, everybody. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Josiah Longo, Slambovian Circus of Dreams. And yes, check out the website, slambovia.com. And by the way, that Yodel song, you can find a copy of that on A Very Slambovian Christmas. The album is available at the website. And again, yes, as Josiah was saying, the Very Slambovian Christmas Tour starts this Friday at the Chocolate Church in Bath, Maine. It ends December 23rd at the Newtown Theater in Newtown, Pennsylvania. And then on December the 30th, they'll be doing a New Year's Eve show at the Music Hall at the World Cafe Live. Again, slambovia.com is a place to go. And also the place to go, Greenwich Village Folk Festival.org. You can find information about all the performers that you've seen here tonight. You can also find links to our tip jar, which we greatly appreciate everybody who has helped us out. Your donations keep this going every month, and we are grateful for your support, especially at this time of year. Now, next month, we are going to be back, and we have a show that I think you're really going to enjoy. Christine Lavin is producing this one, and it's part of the new Seasons project that she has been working on. You probably know Christine puts together some amazing compilation albums. And she had one when for fall, for winter, that was done about 20 years ago. She's completed the cycle with albums for both winter and for spring and summer, and it's available in a beautiful box set. And I think it's 80 songs, 30 some odd performers, or more than that actually. And she'll be here with some of those artists next month, and don't miss it. Check the website, greenwichvillagefolkfestival.org, for more information about that. And we'll have a list of exactly who will be here in the weeks to come. Well, again, I'd love to thank all of the artists who have been here tonight. Robert Ross, True North Duo, Kristen Granger and Dan Wenzel, Cozy Sheridan, Roy Zimmerman, Chris Matthews, Jay Unger and Molly Mason, and Josiah Longo of the Slambovians. And we're sorry Sammy Stevens couldn't be with us, but hopefully we'll get her in on another edition of the Greenwich Village Folk Festival. First Sunday of the month, make your plans to be here. 7 p.m. Eastern Time, we're live. I'm Ron Olesko, and I want to thank you all for being with us today. And also, of course, thanks Greg Greenway, who has done a great job with our sound tonight. And was it John Viola? John, did I get your name? I forgot your first name. It's John, isn't it? Are you out there, John? Or John's like, oh, excuse me. It's getting late for me. It's way past my bedtime, so I'm sorry. But thank you so much. You guys do an amazing job organizing all these people, and of course, Rod MacDonald and Ray Mysick, who put all of this together each month and doing incredible work to keep the Greenwich Village Folk Festival alive. Well, I'm going to go rest my voice. Actually, I'm going to be on folkmusicnotebook.com in about less than a half hour, and I've got Tom Paxton and John McCutcheon with me tonight. So if you want to switch over, folkmusicnotebook.com, take a listen. And if not, we'll see you back here next January, next year. Have a wonderful holiday season. Thanks for joining us. Good night, everybody.